Hello, welcome to Three Crows Runes. My name is Jen. Let's do some rune readings. Today we have the unicorns with us. So we have messages from the unicorns today. So feel into the cards, see which of these lovely unicorns has a message for you. When you know which one has a message for you, you're going to go down to the description and click the timestamp for the card number 1, card number 2, or card number 3 that is calling to you. And I will put I mentioned that timestamps for each card in the description, and I will see you there. Bye! Hello, card number 1. So, we have unicorns today. We have unicorns every day. What day doesn't have unicorns, I ask you? Anyway, let's see what the message is from the unicorns that we will start with. Ooh. So, you who picked card number 1, the message is creative. Draw, paint, think, and act in creative ways. So, a call to creativity. You know, even if you don't consider yourself to be all that creative, everybody can create. Everybody has something they can do that you can do to be creative with. So even if it's just singing like nobody's paying attention or dancing when nobody's looking. so I'm going to draw some runes from the willow deck to clarify and expand on the message. Oh, perfect. Perfect rune for the message. First of all, right away. That was lovely. Well done. I'm going to draw a rune that's the central issue, a rune that is leading up to that, a rune that helps, a rune that doesn't help, and a rune that is the next step on your path. And I'm going to lay down a rune above and below to solidify the central line, because that's the important bit. So your central issue, hilariously, is Ingvaz. Ingvaz is the rune of active creation. It's Ing's rune. Ing is another name for Frey. Frey is the fertility god. So it has to do with actively creating yang creation, so actively creating. So definitely reflecting what the card is saying, your focus really right now would be very well directed towards creating. Now what led up to this is we have Avaz, and Avaz is reversed. Now Avaz is the horse rune. The horse is all about movement. It's also about spirit, but what I see it as saying here reversed is you have felt like you haven't been moving lately. You've just been felt like you've been kicking your feet in the air and not getting anywhere. So one of the ways to get yourself out of that is to create. Whatever way you create, writing, singing, dancing, sculpting, painting, drawing, anything. So whatever your creation is going to be, whatever your creativity is going to be, that will help you get moving again. What helps you is, this is really interesting, and I don't know that I've seen this before as far as what's going to help. So what's going to help is, A, let yourself be surprised by what's coming through from within you. This is Pertho, it's the rune of the lot box. It is reversed, but it's on the upper line, so it's something inner that's coming out. Let yourself be surprised. Let yourself be surprised when you create. Don't try to direct it too much. Let yourself be surprised by what comes out. And and then we have Othala up on top. Othala reversed. Othala is the rune of the homeland. Reversed, it has to do with a couple things. Letting go of what no longer serves you, but also your inner home, your sense of inner home. So it's basically this sense of who you are and your sort of home inner sense is going to dictate the surprises. It's sort of like it's going to dictate the surprises you're going to get, but also it's like once your subconscious knows that you're pouring things out of it, it's going to say, oh, so here's some things that we had actually to donate, and dump that out as well. So all of this is going to come through, and let yourself be surprised. Enjoy it. This is like new material that's going to be coming through. So this is very exciting, and that's actually what's going to help you when you go to create. Don't be afraid of what's going to come out. Just let it flow. I'm not going to sing Let It Go. I almost did, though. And what isn't going to help you is, yeah, exactly the opposite of this. We have Gabo and we have Rytho reversed. You may feel like you have this decision of what you're going to create. You have a very clear idea, I am going to create this thing only, and anything that is outside of that, I don't want it, and I will stop. So we have Gabo and Rytho reversed. We have Gabo as the the agreement, so the decision it's the gift, basically, gift exchange, but it has to do with agreements and decisions. I'm going to do this thing, and I'm afraid that if I do anything but this, then it'll wreck it, it'll ruin it, and I have to stop. So try not to let those things drag you down. You're creating needs to be free, and as you're creating, even though it's a yang creation, let things flow, let what's coming through flow, let your inner flow, let the things that come through surprise you, and it will be better for it. Your creation will be better for it. And what this leads to is a better ability to focus. It's sort of like this is not only creativity and not only creating, but it's going to help you purge a lot of things that were keeping you cluttered, which is another meaning of Othala reverse, is letting go of things that no longer serve you. There's been a lot of buildup, especially since it looks like you've been feeling very stationary and motionless and stagnant for a while. Let this all purge out when you're creating. And if you want to make it suitable for human consumption later, then you can edit it and work on that later. But right now, the most important thing is just get that creativity flowing and get all that stuff out. And this will help you focus because you won't be so cluttered anymore. And that is your message from the unicorns. So I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card number 2 people. So we're ready for the message from the unicorn from card number 2. So let us see what it is. Thankful. Think about the people and things you feel grateful for. Always a good message. Gratitude. Gratitude makes everything better. Gratitude opens you right the heck up. So gets things flowing. It's all good. So definitely be grateful. Gratitude is excellent. I'm going to throw down some runes to clarify. I'm using the willow deck today. The willow set of runes today. And I'm going to throw down what the central issue is, what led up to this, what helps, what doesn't help, and what your next step on the path is going to be. I promise I mixed these before I laid them down, but we are seeing some repeats from the previous reading. It's funny, it's like when I put the runes in, when I put them back and I mix them around and I put them like all over, and then I reach down like way the heck to somewhere else, and then I pull out the same rune. So, but anyway, that's the divination thing. So our central issue is we have dagas, which is the breakthrough of the day, real revelation, and it's one of those things that it's like when you're seeking energy. This is a digression, but it's an apt digression. If you're out there and you're seeking energy from nature, you can pull energy from nature. But if you thank nature for the energy first, the energy comes flowing in. And that's basically how it works with gratitude. You can draw energy from the things that you tend to draw energy from, and that will give you some energy. But if instead of drawing the energy, instead of taking it, you thank where the energy is coming from first, the energy will flow in, and it will be more than you could possibly have thought or pulled by yourself if you just pulled it and then thanked it after. So thank first, because that's how you get the energy that will be the best for you. And also you're not taking anything, it's being given, and you are just basically accepting and receiving it. So it's always better to do for that. And you get more anyway, so why wouldn't you? So anyway, what led up to this moment of you are grateful and the energy is flowing in? Wow, what a revelation. And it's like, this is a big surprise, this is much better. What led up to this is, maybe it happened by accident. Maybe this was something that you stumbled upon. Maybe this is a realization you've already had, and you've reached us here now, and you're like, oh yeah, that's exactly why I came here, and so of course this is exactly what I want to hear. So we have Pertho reverse. Pertho's the lot box. Has to do with surprises that were already there. Luck, fate. It's reversed and it's on the path line. So I'm more inclined to think that this is inner, an inner surprise, and this is something you've realized inwardly, and it's come to this where you're actually dealing with this wonderful influx of energy that has come from being grateful first. And what helps here is we have Avaz reversed and we have Berkana. So Berkana is the rune of beginnings, birth, it's the birch tree, the beginnings that flow in and sort of nourish your inner spirit. This is, Avaz is the horse rune, so The horse has to do with spirit and also movement. So the new beginnings, allowing for the new beginnings with all this new energy, and also letting your inner spirit be carried by this. At the same time, you don't have to run around as much. Just like I said at the beginning, when you thank first, you're not running around pulling energy from everywhere. You're actually thanking first, and the energy is just flowing in, just like slamming in. So you get to rest. You get to be less exhausted from running around. You're just basically resting and letting it happen. And it's a whole new beginning for you. And that's what helps you in this moment. It's like allowing the new beginning and allowing your spirit to be nourished. What doesn't help is we have Raido reversed and Isa. So basically the opposite of, not really the opposite. Okay, it's not, it is always the opposite. The upper line is always the antidote to the lower line, and vice versa if you like that sort of thing. However, it's not exactly the opposite this time. Basically what it's saying is you could be worried about the journey. You could be worried about what if it gets cut off. You know, the two things: A, worried about the journey; B, what if the journey ends? So try not to worry about that. As well, we have Isa, which is the rune of ice, things frozen, stand still. And that's going to worry you because you've spent a lot of time running around getting the energy you need. And now that you can get it flowing into you more than you ever did from running around, you've basically had to stop that and be more still. And that's scary because doing that before you knew this special trick of gratitude meant you didn't get the energy you needed. So that's going to worry you. It's as though... Any Vonnegut fans here? This is a weird little reference, but there's one of his sci-fi books, there's a thing that people living in space would take that would allow them not to have to breathe. And they basically was giving them all they needed so they didn't have to breathe. But when you first start this, you panic because you have to breathe, but they don't have to anymore. So that's a roundabout way of saying you won't have to run around as much because you're getting all you need. And so, but this is a habit that you've had for a long time, so it's going to be a bit panic-inducing. Try not to let that drag you down. Just sort of focus on the energy coming in and being grateful and continually being grateful and continually thanking first. Now what this leads to is we have Ingvaz. Ing is another name for Frey, and Frey is the fertility god. And this has to do with active creation. You will have more energy than you've ever had before, and you will have so much energy you'll actually be able to do things, especially creative things that you hadn't had the chance to do before because you didn't have the energy for it. Now you do. And now you also have things to celebrate. You'll be thinking of the things that you are grateful for and the things that have led to this gratitude, that has led to the influx of energy, and you'll be able to create things that will sing to that. So that is your message from the unicorns. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card number 3. So today, messages from the unicorns. This is card number 3 for all of you who felt a message coming to you from card number 3. Let's turn the unicorn and see what the message is. Ooh, very nice. Believe in yourself. See yourself doing well, and you will. I'm not sure I agree with that. But it's a good message. It's a message from the unicorns, and it is actually, to a certain extent, a very good message. And I do agree with it to a certain extent, and I'm sure it will become more clear as I throw down the willow runes to clarify and expand upon this message. No, it is very important. Believing in yourself and having that confidence, and you do sabotage yourself if you are telling yourself you're not going to do well. So I definitely fully agree with, if you don't think you're going to do well, you won't. But just because you believe you will do well doesn't mean you necessarily will, but you will do your best. And as Mr. Rogers says, sometimes you do the best you can and you still don't win, but you will have done the best you've ever done, and that you should still be proud of yourself for that. And it is definitely better to envision yourself doing well and to give yourself, I mean, it takes just as much energy to self-talk yourself and say, but what if it does go well? And what if I do well? And I'm going to focus on that because you're going to manifest whatever you're going to really, really, really focus on around you in terms of just, even if it's just the energy of it. So yes, okay, I do agree with that. See yourself doing well, and then even if you don't do as well as you wanted to, you still will do the best that you could, and you won't be getting in your way with self-sabotage, thinking, oh, I'm not going to do well, and I never do. Because you can, if you, yes, definitely, envision it first. Very good. Sorry, I didn't mean to argue with you, unicorns. One ought never to argue with unicorns. So your central issue is we have Ivaz. Ivaz is the yew tree rune. It has to do with patience and slow growth. And this is just what we were just talking about. You are growing, and you are building yourself up, and you are working on yourself, and you are developing yourself. And as you do that, negative self-talk is not going to be very good for you. Somebody recently said, talk to yourself as if you were talking to a very adorable little bunny rabbit that is doing its best. And use your think of the most adorable little creature that you can, if you don't like bunny rabbits, and substitute that. But basically that, I mean, you wouldn't tell somebody vulnerable and doing their best that they're not going to do very well, unless you're a terrible person. So don't do that to yourself. Give yourself the best coaching that you can, the best self-talk that you can, comfort where you need to, and let this slow growth and slow development and slow building that you're doing for yourself, let each level of it be nourishing. Now, what led up to this is you've been on this journey for a while. You've been, going on. This is your life's journey, and you know that you're working on yourself, and you know that you're doing this is hard work, but you're taking it slow, and you're taking it carefully, and you're making sure that every level is done right. So believe in yourself. So what helps is we have Uruz reversed, and we have Dagas. So Uruz is the rune of the aurochs, the wild ox, and it has to do with strength and health. Reversed, it has to do with inner strength. Your inner strength is what's going to carry you forward. It's resilience. It's just, and this is basically going along with this. Believe in yourself. You do have this inner strength. And what's feeding this is we have the breakthrough of the day. This is Dagas, the breakthrough of the day, revelations, the light blazing in. You are able to tap into this, and this actually helps nourish you and keep your inner strength innerly strong. And this is what's going to keep you strong as you grow yourself and as you develop yourself. So what doesn't help is we have Pertho and we have Ingvaz. So there's going to be a temptation for you to really try to wrestle yourself into a shape that you are not and never will be. And that's not something where it's not like, oh, you're never going to be where you're growing. It's like you're learning about yourself as you grow. And you don't want to push yourself too hard before you know that this is the right path for you. And it's almost like you have sort of an idea of what you want to make yourself be, but you're not there yet. And it's, even if you said, okay, I'm this now, you didn't build up to that. So you need to focus on building up to that, just leaning on your inner strength and letting the revelations come as they will. And you're also sort of worried about so you have this idea of what you want to create out of yourself, and you're worried about surprises along the way. This is Pertho, the lot box, surprises, fate. And you're worried that this will sort of overthrow that. Try not to worry about that. You are going to have surprises along the way. This is not something that you can fully avoid, but they don't have to be bad. These are not things you have to worry about. You are creating yourself, but you're not doing it faster than you can get there with your natural growth. So focus on the journey, focus on your natural growth and development. If you need to, lean on your inner strength and tap into that great blaze of source energy that is being fed to you in the right proportions, the right portions, suitable portions. And this will get you forward to your next step on the path, which is Haglaz, which doesn't seem like a very stable rune, but it actually is pretty stable, because this is the hailstorm rune. It generally has to do with chaos and natural energies, natural forces, sometimes destructive, but on this particular path, journey, growth, natural energies, it's you becoming more comfortable with who you are, the way that you move through the world and nature, and you'll be much less swayed by the chaotic energies because you are part of them. Not that you're going to be a chaotic energy individual. Maybe you are, I don't know. But it means that you're going to be more comfortable within chaos, as we all ought to aspire to be. And that is your message from the unicorns. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye.